Hi, my name is Chris Melnick and I'm a realtor in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Today, I'm going to talk about buying a cheap home in Nova Scotia. If you're from out of province or even within the province, you probably stumbled upon some very cheap homes in Nova Scotia that seem too good to be true. Sometimes you'll see an actual house with lots of land for less than $100,000 and think, well, I could probably do a lot of the work myself and still have a decent home cheaply. Now, if you want to quickly, casually see these homes, you can go here. This is my website. I set this up really just for casual searching, but it's kind of fun. You can explore. You can watch my About Me video to see my past experiences, but I've been there and done that with old homes. On my last home, I faced nearly every red flag you could think of, like asbestos, mold, knob and tube, cloth wiring, all windows needed to be done. A damp basement, the entire plumbing system needing to be replaced, the entire HVAC system needed to be replaced, cracking lath and plaster, shingles, rotting wood, and so on. I know these homes are tempting, but here are some things you should know when looking at cheap homes in Nova Scotia. Number one, they're nearly all older. Think 50 to 100 plus years old, and often needing a lot of work, where the material cost alone could easily be upwards of $70,000 on a 2,200 square foot century home. If you're paying people to do that work for you, figure at least twice that, and this is just to get it livable. You can try to be economical and buy the cheapest finishings, but again, just in materials. You're not going to be escaping $7,000 plus for the windows, at least a few $1,000s on flooring, a few thousands on paint, $9,000+ on kitchen counters, cabinets, and appliances, and then at least another few grand for the materials for each bathroom. This is one of those cases where it can be death due to 1,000 cuts. If it needs siding, shingles, septic work, a new water treatment system, a new well or foundation work, the costs just keep going up. A new septic system and well can be $50,000 and you can't do that yourself. Number two, the homes are generally far away from everything. They're often in areas far away from Halifax, amenities, decent internet, and decent cell phone reception. Where the demand is less and the resale prices are not very good. What this means is that even if you redo everything, you'll likely have a hard time to get your money back if you choose to sell eventually because of that limited demand. See my video on the fundamentals of value for the factors that can support good resale value. At the very least, you'd want to be within about 45 minutes of Halifax or within 20 minutes of Bridgewater, Truro, Kentville, or Wolfville. Number three, the actual structure can be skewed. On homes over about 90 years old, the frame of the home itself can shift a lot. I'm sure that the listing description uses lines like has strong bones and they don't make them like they used to, but I can guarantee you that they did not take a level, square, or plumb bob to anything. In the past, I've had to lift up floor sections with jacks that have sunken 2 inches on one side, and use jacks to push entire gable walls out because they became 2 inches off vertical. You can watch my video for reasons you should buy a home built in the 1980s or newer for more information. In conclusion, I'm not trying to say that every one of these seemingly cheap homes is bad, but I'm just trying to give you more insight into why they are cheap and why they're still on the market. That said, if you're still not put off by this idea, a decent strategy is to find a 1980s or newer home on municipal services that primarily needs cosmetic work. This can be around the greater Halifax area, Wolfville, Kentville, or Truro. These are still typically upwards of $250,000 though, and I find that when people began looking at these homes, factor in the cost of the work, and then the fact that they can't easily finance the cost of that work, they would just rather spend the extra $100,000 or $150,000 on a home that's move-in ready. Finally, if you're okay with living in a very remote area, you could always wait until someone tries to resell a home that they've had everything redone in. That way, they're taking the hit on resale and not you. As always, I hope you got some value out of this video. My contact information is in the description. Goodbye.